is generally used by farmers as a visual indicator of a rice crop's need for nitrogen fertilizer. When the leaves are pale or yellowish green rather than dark green, farmers believe the plant needs more nitrogen. This video will introduce a simple tool which can help you farmers determine when to apply nitrogen fertilizer to your rice crop. The tool is called the leaf color chart, or the LCC. The LCC, which was developed from a Japanese prototype, can help measure leaf greenness, an indicator of a crop's need for nitrogen. It is easy to use, very affordable, and costs less than $1 per piece.
Since I started using the LCC, or the leaf color chart, I was able to save about 20 to 30% on the nitrogen fertilizer I used. And what I save, I use on the other operations in my field. I also noticed that my rice plants have been healthier and have been rid of diseases. So, I was able to save up on what I'd normally spend on insecticides. Aside from saving a lot of the nitrogen fertilizer I use on my fields, the leaf color chart is very easy to use. The leaf color chart actually serves as a guide as to when nitrogen fertilizer application is needed. Before, there was just so much wastage in my use of nitrogen fertilizer. With the leaf color chart, there's not much waste anymore.
The LCC consists of 6 green color shades, from light yellowish green, which is number 1, to dark green, which is number 6 on the chart. Here are the guidelines in using the leaf color chart, or the LCC. Select the youngest, fully expanded healthy leaf of a single plant for leaf color measurement. The color of this particular leaf is highly related to the nitrogen status of the rice plant. Measure the color of this leaf by placing its middle part on top of a color strip for comparison. Do not detach or destroy the leaf. Leaf color reading is affected by the sun's angle and sunlight intensity. Therefore, during measurement, by using your body, shield from the sun the leaf being measured. If the color of a rice leaf seems to fall between 2 color shades, take the mean of the 2 values as the reading. For example, if the color of a rice leaf lies between number 3 and number 4, the reading to be noted should be 3.5. Be sure to select plants in a field where the plant population is uniform. From each field, take readings of 10 leaves from 10 randomly selected plants, which represent the planted area. If more than 5 leaves show readings below the critical value, top-dress nitrogen immediately to correct nitrogen deficiency in your rice crop. The LCC readings are normally taken once every 7 to 10 days, starting at 14 days after transplanting for transplanted rice, and at 21 days after seeding for direct wet-seeded rice. Continue taking readings at 7 to 10 day intervals until the first flower appears. If possible, the same person should take leaf color measurements throughout the growth period. The critical leaf color readings for nitrogen top dressing may range from 3 to 5 for different varieties. For example, the critical value may be 3 for varieties such as aromatic rice with light green leaves, 4 for semi-dwarf indica varieties, and 5 for those varieties with dark green leaves like hybrids. The leaf color scores also change with the methods of rice planting. For majority of the commonly grown semi-dwarf varieties, a critical reading of 3 for wet-seeded rice and 4 for transplanted rice is suggested. If more than 5 out of 10 leaves show readings below the critical value, apply nitrogen fertilizers immediately to correct the nitrogen deficiency in your rice crops. The amount of nitrogen fertilizer to be applied each time the leaf color score falls below critical value is 35 kilograms per hectare for dry season and 23 kilograms per hectare for wet season. The amount to be applied as urea is shown here. We have shown the features of the LCC, which can help you determine when to apply nitrogen fertilizer to the rice plant. Now, let us review the guidelines in using the leaf color chart, or the LCC. Select the youngest, fully expanded healthy leaf of a single plant for leaf color measurement. Measure the color of this leaf by placing its middle part on top of a color strip for comparison. Do not detach or destroy the leaf. During measurement, the leaf being measured should be shielded from the sun with your body. If the color of a rice leaf falls between two color shades, take the mean of the two values as the reading. Select plants in a field where plant population is uniform. Take the LCC readings once every 7 to 10 days, starting at 14 days after transplanting for transplanted rice, and at 21 days after seeding for direct wet-seeded rice. Continue taking readings at 7 to 10 day intervals until the first flower appears. If possible, the same person should take leaf color measurements throughout the growth period. If more than 5 leaves show readings below the critical value, apply nitrogen fertilizer immediately to correct nitrogen deficiency in your rice crop. The preceding video has described the features of the leaf color chart, or the LCC, and how it is used to determine the fertilizer requirements of a rice crop.